After Scrum framework, we are gonna look into one more, the most popular framework that is attached with uh, Agile is Kanban framework. Agile Kanban framework. Kanban methodology framework is incremental, but not iterative agile project management framework. So, which deals with the frequent deliver, visualizes workflow, tightly collaboration, continuous learning, process improvement, controls the work in progress, just in time development, and larger development cycle for a software product. It's not a software development methodology, but it is an approach or set of ideas to manage and improve the flow of work and teams or organizations to visualize their works in software development. So in this Kanban methodology, the total task or work is visualized by using cards on a board is called Kanban board, that we are going to explore after this video. In next video we are going to do, we'll explore that with an example, a practical example. So a Kanban board, it is a pictorial, it's a pictorial representation of your work. That board is visible for the whole team to check how much work to be pending, or how much in progress mode, or how much work incomplete, or who is focusing on it. That is, it's showing the status of the whole team and project. The Kanban board is updating the daily, it's updating daily depending upon the status of work progress by the team. It consists of multi-colored cards showing a specific task. So now, so we got the grasp on what is Kanban methodology and what is Kanban board. Now let's look into the most important principles of Kanban. The first one is visualize work, and most important thing to be remembered is this Kanban framework is not made or discovered to put it into software development lifecycle. It was for the another purpose. It can be used in many industries, whereas we adopted this, and it has fitted very well with our agile methodology and with our software development process. So that's why we are following this also. So now the first principle of Kanban framework is visualize work. So what is visualization of work? It is the basic principle of Kanban methodology. Here Kanban board is used to pictorial representation of work. It provides the status of the workflow of the teams and the project. The product owner can add the task as a user stories in Kanban board, and the status of visualized workflow will updated by the team. So the second principle is limit work in progress. Limit work in progress as far as possible. In this process, we can't use multiple tasks or user story at time in progress mode. So the whole team work on and user story should be completed before choose another one. It enhances to product quality, smoothing workflow, and deliver frequently. Then the third one is pulling new work. As the Kanban method is a transparent process, so all the task or user story is placed in one place is called backlog. It's called a backlog. After completion of one user story, we choose or pull a new task from the backlog. Once it is completed or done status. What is in once it is in completed or done status, that means we can choose a new task. And the fourth principle is measure and learn. Measure and measure and learn. So here in this principle, what we do is mostly whatever task we do in this, we welcomes feedback. That's what the measure and learn. We welcomes the feedbacks which are used to provide a highly expected quality product development. It always reviews on feedbacks in each stage of the workflow in Kanban board. It's imposed in early in workflow to eliminate impediments from each stage of workflow. Then we have manage the workflow. In this methodology, the Kanban board is used to manage the total workflow. Here, as a whole team involves on analysis of task, so it improves the flow of work and the task will complete before schedule time. So it provides actual status of the application. Then the sixth principle is process improvement. In process improvement, the team will work together to improve the process and product level. It emphasizes on small changes and accepts it gradually to improve process. Also, it directs to learn and apply the different technology and application to produce a best quality product for that time. And the seventh principle is working together in collaborative way. In this methodology, the business people and developers are must work together daily throughout the projects. The best architects, requirements, designers, and developers emerge from self-organized team, and that too when you work together collaboratively. Then we have deliver with new ideas. The main idea behind the Kanban approach is to improve the team quality and the process as it supports the new ideas from the teams in each phase of the workflow. And the ninth one, just in time development. The development of application based on the customer demand, that is approach of pull system, not push. In this methodology, we develop an application not to push to a client directly. It indicates what to develop, how to develop, and when to develop. It provides a good quality with new features, new feature product. And 10th one, the last one, but not the least one. So welcome to incremental change. This methodology enables incremental change at any stage of the workflow with continuous delivery of the product. It welcomes changing requirements even late in development. So these are the fundamental principles on which the foundation is laid on for the Kanban framework. Now let us see what advantages that these fundamental principles will throw on us if we use Kanban framework. So advantages of this methodology, it starts with increases the productivity of the team, and it provides a flexibility and sustainable development, and it deals with a continuous process improvement and delivery. I think the benefits, the advantages are self-explanatory. That's the reason I'm not putting effort to explain it in detail further. And the Kanban methodology eradicates the bugs from the process, increase the efficiency uh, of deliver increases the efficiency of deliver a high quality product, and it depends upon just in time development. It limits the work in progress, so enhance the output. It focuses on one task at time. It provides the status of project in Kanban board. It's open for all. It improves the workflow and limits the time cycle. It maintains the workflow status, collaboration on the team, and sustainable development. So, with this, we have seen the principles and we have gone through the advantages. So, now let's move on to the artifact of the Kanban framework, which makes a huge difference when you are working using Kanban framework in liaison with Agile. So, Agile, Kanban, both in the early to the mid 2000s, David Anderson established the Kanban method in reaction to some of the issues of the other agile methodology. So, why this agile Kanban board? Forget it, the agile Kanban board has come into the picture. Why? So, it has come into the picture because of the pitfalls of the Scrum framework. So that is the reason some of the people started working on or started exploring some other frameworks which can be connected with our agile methodology to to use it as a visualizer. So at that time in mid early 2000s, Anderson basically has developed this Kanban board, particularly because of the pitfalls of Scrum. So and not only Scrum, with other traditional and waterfall approaches also. So these methods fell victim to some of the same issues. Now, the two, the number two, I'm saying number 2 to 3 weeks sprint cycle was too long for many business contexts, and the associated changes in organizational structure and project management or planning processes put firms under too much of strain, and many teams found themselves failing to meet even sprint level scope and quality commitments, and implementing these strategies was quite disruptive for most firms. So because of these pitfalls, because of these cons, the Kanban board has come into existence. The Kanban method was designed as the polar, complete opposite of that a non-disruptive evolutionary method for improvement that allows teams to deliver continuously rather than in time frames of number 2 to 3 weeks. Receive feedback faster and shorten the time it takes to offer value to customers. Now, a Kanban is a visual management more than anything else. It's a visual management approach for tracking work as it progresses through a process. So let's take an example here, a real life example. Okay, we have our assignees from dev team, and some of the tasks which are attached to the dev team, they have to complete that. These are all in our backlog. That's a find a existing code, identify a solution, write code, design the pricing web page. So these are all the tasks should be completed from the dev team, but at this moment these are all in backlog. Then we have testers team. Testers were also assigned with some tasks, that is compare automatic testing, test feedback storage. Then we have deployers, that is from ops team. So again they have attached with some backlogs, that is a release fix and update or rewrite script. So these are all the tasks which are exist in our backlog. These are all tasks which are present in our backlog. So now how to proceed further? In Kanban board, we will prioritize, each team will prioritize the tasks, and whichever has the higher priority, that should be done. Once it is done, then they can go for the next task. This is how the whole tasks will be flow one by one. So for example, the high priority level is find an existing code that should be done by the dev teams. Once that is done, that task will move into the task will move into the in progress. And then once this activity, the priority section is empty, then another task will come. And then once that is also done, from other teams you put different other tasks in priority. And once you complete, once it completes, another new task will come into the priority. So this is how each and every task will be put into priority first. And so basically it makes sure that the activity whichever is in priority basis will be completed. That's what the that's all the pitfall with the uh, scrum board. In scrum board, we just monitor the things, but we are not making sure that it has to be completed. Here the kanban methodology makes sure that you select the priority tasks, you finish it. Once it is moved from priority section to in progress, then only another task can come there. That means we are literally making sure that the tasks has to be completed, has to be finished. Like that, each team has to prioritize their task, and once the priority moves into the in progress, then another task can come into the priority section. That's how once the task in progress is completed completely, then it will move into the done section. That's how they make sure that each task uh, is completed. So now we have seen Agile, we have seen Scrum framework and Kanban framework in liaison with Agile. So now let's see what is the exact difference with one paragraph. So if you see, a Scrum board is a task board tracking work in sprints. That's it. So Scrum board is a task board, whereas a Kanban board is a tracking the process flow. One is tracking the process flow, other one is tracking the task. Basically, who is doing the task? That's more important in Scrum board, whereas Kanban, whether the task is getting completed or not. That's what the Kanban is doing. It's making sure that the task is getting completed. Whereas Scrum board, it's just a task board. It's a tracking board. We just want to see, visualize what's happening across, who is doing what all are assigned to whom. That's it. And what's the status of it? That's it. That's it. That's what we are going. That's what we are looking at. Scrum board. So, for example, in Scrum board, a sprint is a short, consistent, and repetitive period of time in Scrum framework. The length of the sprint is short enough to keep the team focused on, but long enough to deliver shippable increment of work. So, Scrum is like a school test. You have to complete a set of backlog items in a certain period of time. So creating a Scrum board is like studying for the test. It's a sprint planning tool that allows you to identify what needs to be done and organize your team and schedule. Whereas Kanban, Kanban, it's a process flow while maintaining the number of works in progress activities. So the number of work in progress is small enough to avoid unworthy tasks, but big enough to reduce idle personnel. So Kanban is like a basketball match where completed task equals 1 point and the team is trying to minimize the time between shots. So that's how the difference between Scrum and Kanban makes a huge impact in selecting a methodology also. But moreover, both has advantages, both has disadvantages. So that's why in IT our people are much too smarter. So they club the advantages of both, and we are using Scrum Bun. That's the framework we are using. We are using both. Basically, Kanban is also useful. That visualization tool is very much useful, and Scrum methodology, Scrum framework is also useful. That's why we use fundamentals of Scrum like sprint and everything, and we use the visualization tool of the Kanban, and we put it together, and we make it a Scrum bun. Nice to hear. Fantastic, na? We are too smart. Brilliant. So now what will we do is, let's put all the theory into practice, because now basically we will be working on healthious web application. We have our customer. I'm explaining to our client, so I will put all this theory, and 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 I will compare the waterfall. I'll compare the waterfall method as well as the agile method, and how do we go ahead with these methods, and what is the process that needed to be followed for the both methods. And it is all up to you to decide. It's all, Jancy, it is all up to you to decide which methodology you want to go. So but let me explain both the methodology in in using your healthious web app as an example. So if you take a waterfall method for your app, so the following, anyway, waterfall method, it's similar to our software development life cycle. We'll begin with requirements. We will come to you, Jancy, and we will ask you what all requirements you have, what are functionality, what all features that you're expecting from your app, that the customers can enjoy. So that we will do, and after that we will design user interface, user experience, and many other parts. And then and then we will move on to development phase. From the development phase, once development is done, we will go for the verification and testing, and then we will deploy it, and we will not let you go. Even after that, we will travel with you for more days. We will support it. We will make sure of everything, closure and support. So these are the phases that we follow in waterfall. For that, it will take, maybe, let's consider let's consider one of the phase, that's a development phase. Let's take a development phase. In development phase, for example, these are the following are the product features that you are expecting. One is welcome page in your application. Then you are expecting login page. Initially, as somebody hits that URL, the welcome page should be exposed, and then uh, and then one, there should be a login button so that you can log into that. Once you log in into that, you should find a dashboard. Then once dashboard, along with the dashboard, you should have a gallery of all our products, not our products, that's your products, that's Healthicious company's product. And then the complete list of products, and price plus discounts component, that also we will have, and user notifications, and customer support specifically we'll put it, and then feedback form, and basically chat. We'll use a chat bot, and cart. So these are the product features that you're expecting, and the final one is payment gateways chatbot. So total 11 product features that you are expecting. So what will we do is, in development stage, we will take up all this 11, and we will begin with welcome page, and we'll do it one by one. Only for development phase for us, it will take 4 months only for development phase. I'm not talking about the complete project, like uh, from the requirements gathering till closure and support. That's the complete closure of the project. I'm not talking about that. Only for the development phase it takes 4 months, because we are going to work on in a sequential way, in a waterfall way, from welcome page, login page, dashboard, gallery, and everything. Once we build it everything, then we will go for the testing. So now what happens in testing? If there is a bug, if you find any bug, so then it is very difficult to find out from where, from which module, from which feature this bug has come, because you have built a huge application, you have plenty of features, and it takes huge amount of hell amount of time to find out the bug exactly. That's what happens. That's some of the negative side of the waterfall. In addition to that, now if you look into the same project, if you do the same project with agile methodology, how it works. Let's take up this project in agile methodology. So in that agile methodology, everything is in sprints or iterations or lists. What we do is, whatever activity that we have, all from requirements to closure, this is one cycle. So each cycle we will do it as an iteration or sprint. Let me show you what it is. For example, if you take, we have how many features we have 12. We have 12 features here. So out of 12 features, we are going to select four features, that's a welcome page, dashboard, login, gallery. So in each case, for these four features, we will initially gather the requirements about these four features. Then we will design the user interface and then user experience for these four features. Then we will develop these only four features. Then we will do the verification and testing for only these four features. Then we will deploy it and we'll do the maintenance for these four features, and closure and support for these four features. Literally within 2 or 4 weeks, the customer can see his first application in air, the first application on his web, the first application his users can see. That's fast it is. He can feel the fun, he can feel his product. That's what the difference. Whereas in waterfall, it takes 4 months. Not it's 4 months is for development. It takes more than 6 to 8 months to get the first feel of their application. Whereas in agile, he feels it within 2 to 4 weeks. That's where the confidence gets built up for the client itself. He enjoys the thing because he could potentially see some of the features are being developed and deployed and exposed to the external world. So now these four initial four requirements as being fulfilled, then the cycle will be repeated. Now again the product owner will get back to the customer. He will ask for the more requirements. Now we have gathered list of products, user notifications, price plus discounts, and then customer supports. Now we will put this all requirements into the design phase, then we'll put it into development phase, then we'll put it into verification and testing phase, then we'll put it into deployment and maintenance, and then we'll close it, and the customer can see that application literally in air. So that's how now we have done how many 4 plus 4 features in 2 sprints. So 4 more features we have. That features can we can finish it in sprint 3. So like this we dissect our features into different sprints. So in this methodology, at any time client can come up with the new requirements. That requirements can be handled in another sprint. That's how that's how it's a beneficial. That's how it makes a huge difference, and that's how it fastly delivers our project, releases our application. So